MSU TV is on the air, bringing you the best student-produced educational, entertaining, and informative programming. Broadcasting out of Breckenridge Hall on the campus of Morehead State University, MSU TV is signing on.
This week on NewsCenter, find out which Big Bang Theory star made a stop in Morehead, what service is being provided to MSU students, which MSU professor earned a new title, and learn more about the recent thefts on campus. All this and more today on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Chris Nolan-Ingham.
And I'm Sarah Burkhart. This is your news for February 6th, 2014.
Recently, Morehead State University played host to the Big Bang Theory's Amy Farrah Fowler, played by actress Mayim Bialik. Although Mayim Bialik is most common... What?
How long does this stay on?
Just a couple of minutes. You really never done this before?
Once in high school, but I dozed off and woke up with second-degree chemical burns on my face.
Talk about a lot of different things leading up to a very interesting and exciting endpoint, you know, that I'm on television. But I think also the importance of emphasizing what role education played in my development as a person and kind of trying to take some of the focus off of that shiny show business, you know, interest.
Although Mayim Bialik is most commonly known today for her role on The Big Bang Theory, she recently received her PhD in neuroscience in 2007 from UCLA. Dr. Bialik's lecture was part of the Presidential Lecture Series, which strives to enhance the vitality of MSU and to intellectually engage students and faculty, as well as the community.
A local woman called police last week reporting that her dogs had been murdered. Some of the following images are graphic. Viewer discretion is advised.
The dogs out at 10:30, and I went outside with them, and I was texting, but it was raining outside, so I couldn't hear the leaves, and they was running around. After about 5 minutes, I stood up and started hollering for the dogs, and they wouldn't come. So I walked down the street a little bit and hollered for them, and they still didn't come, so I went back, and I just left the door cracked a little bit. And at a little bit before 12, my boy dog came back. He came inside, and so I took him outside to the kennel because I was mad at him because he ran off. And I looked all over the place, couldn't find him. Finally, at about 10:30, somebody called me and told me that they seen my dog laying on the interstate. So I went to pick him up, and there was my male dog was on the left-hand side of the road in the grass in the median. My female was on the right side, tucked behind a guardrail. And the female's neck was slit, and my boy's head was, his neck was broken. And so I picked him up and I carried him across the street, and I carried my dogs downhill. Delmore Hall came out there to where we took him after we got him off the interstate. But he said that there was nothing that they could do because they were up on the interstate and they got hit by a car. But there was no way that they got hit by a car because they didn't have any broken bones. Except for my boy's neck was broken. Monroe didn't have any broken bones at all. She just had her neck slit.
The results of the autopsy are still pending. Poe is giving a $100 reward for anyone with information on what happened to her dogs.
Yesterday, an Ohio native was killed in Round County due to icy road conditions. Kentucky State Police said William Snipes of Miamisburg, Ohio, died at the scene of the crash Wednesday afternoon. The wreck occurred on Kentucky 801 at the Interstate 64 overpass. Police say Snipes was driving north on 801 when he lost control of his Dodge Ram while crossing the overpass. They believe the icy roads are to blame for Snipes' inability to regain control of his vehicle. Snipes collided with a southbound vehicle driven by Ricky White of Salt Lick. White was treated at the scene. State police are investigating the crash.
We are going to do our best to minimize the impact to students. That's what President Andrews had to say about Governor Steve Beshear's announcement to cut higher education by 2.5%. Andrews also said the cut will cause a rise in tuition and students' fees, but it is too early to know the exact amount. Tuition at MSU for a Kentucky resident has risen from $2,835 in 2008 to the current rate of $3,749 per semester. President Andrews said the greatest investment a society makes in its people is education, and he plans to keep MSU an affordable place for students.
In just a few weeks, you'll be able to take the sounds of the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music home with you. KCTM students and faculty, as well as special guest President Andrews, will be releasing an album titled Kentucky Mandolin Music. Raymond McLean, director of the KCTM, says the album will represent traditional music history throughout Appalachia. The album is currently being finalized, and McLean hopes that its release will help make the presence of the KCTM known throughout the community and beyond. For more information regarding the album, you can stop by the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music.
Another winter storm has left some Kentucky residents without power and roads in hazardous conditions. No power can be especially dangerous in winter since it leaves many residents without heat. Communities across Kentucky have set up warming shelters for those in need. Kentucky Utility spokesperson says tree limbs on power lines are to blame for the blackouts. Coming up after the break, we'll find out from Don Young if more cold weather is on the way.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play.
I love the campus!
And all its sights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
Yo, why you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in your room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. I'm Don Young. Right now, seeing temperatures around 27 degrees, which is a lot warmer than we've seen this morning. But the cold temperatures are going to be coming right back into the area this evening with a low of around 9 tonight. So mostly clouds, probably see a few flurries pop up throughout the area. But for the most part, should be pretty normal for this time of year. Special thanks to Chris James for sending this picture into our Twitter feed last week. Every week we're going to be showing a new weather picture sent in by you. So if you have a cool weather picture, tweet it to us at MSU_NewsCenter. Take a look at your record temperatures. High set back in 2002 of 71, so it was a nice day that day. Nowhere close to that today, although we did come close to the low set back in 65. Average temperatures right now around 34 degrees, so we're right in there today at 27. Take a look at your temperatures across the Commonwealth. Up in Covington, temperatures around 23. Going down into Lexington, temperatures around 25, and heading our way, Mount Sterling, seeing temperatures around 27, Ashland 28. So pretty common across the whole state, about the same. Take a look at your cloud coverage Doppler radar courtesy of WKYT. You can see pretty much the whole state is under just a giant cloud, so it's a cloudy, nasty day for everybody. Taking a look at your 24-hour planner. Moving into 8 o'clock tonight, pretty chilly. Temperatures already dropping down around 20, and we're going to be below that by midnight with temperatures in the teens. When you're waking up in the morning, it's going to be quite cold, so remember to dress warm and do what you need to do. And we'll be taking it to NewsCenter Notices now.
Today I have with me Chelsea Armstrong, the host and producer of the new game show Think Fast. Welcome, Chelsea. Can you tell me a little bit about your new show?
Sure. Think Fast is a trivia game show, like you said. It's kind of like Jeopardy, where there are different categories and different point values, and there's a variety of questions, anything from, you know, your basic like science and history. We also try to do some fun categories like music, and we had like a food category, so it's really just different, you know, things that you never thought you'd really need to know, but it comes in handy.
Now, who comes up with the questions for your show?
It's actually myself and my co-producer, Sarah Justice. We come up with the questions. We actually, it was kind of like a research process. We had to kind of look through games that already exist, games like Trivial Pursuit and different various like trivia games online, and we kind of looked and saw what kind of questions they were asking, and from there we were able to make up some of our own questions and really just, you know, taking a pool of, you know, a little bit of everything from everywhere really and making the questions our own. So
how did the idea of a game show come to you and Sarah?
Well, it was something that we talked about. I guess it was kind of a joke at first. It was something we were just like, oh, that'd be really interesting, you know, something really fun. I guess a lot different than what we normally do here on MSU TV. And so we talked about it for a little while. We talked about it a little bit with Tim Creekmore, and he was interested in the idea. So we all just kind of thought about it for a while and decided we would, you know, go ahead and try it out. And so far, it's been, pretty successful, I think, at least.
Now, for anyone who would like to participate on the show, how would they go about that?
They could either talk to myself or Sarah, or even anybody in the department, I guess, would be able to direct them to the right place. They can contact us on Twitter. We don't have a Think Fast Twitter account yet, but that might be something that we do in the future. We would be willing to have anybody come on the show. We do 4 contestants for every show. So if somebody wants to be on the show, just get a hold of us, and we'd be more than happy to have them.
And when does your show air?
Actually, the first episode is going to be airing tonight, right after NewsCenter, so at 5:30.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea, for joining us today. Please stay tuned after the break to find out if MSU team brought home a national title when we take a look at Eagle Athletics with Aaron Burton.
And print. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to News Center. Temperature sitting at around 27 right now in the Commonwealth. Pretty cloudy. Humidity sitting around 78%, so possible chance of some flurries throughout the afternoon into tonight. And winds at about 6 miles an hour, and that's going to kind of vary depending upon the storms. Take a look at your temperatures across the Commonwealth. Capital Frankfort seeing temperatures around 24, so a few degrees cooler there than it is over on our side of the state at around 27. Going south, look at Somerset, temperatures around 28, and then back to the north up towards Cincinnati, Covington, temperatures around 23. So overall, still pretty cold across the state. Taking a look at your Doppler radar, courtesy of WKYT, you can see just the whole state is just completely covered with clouds, so pretty nasty day for everybody in Kentucky. Taking a look at your national radar, you can see down in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, they're seeing some storms down that way. Change into snow really once you start getting up into Tennessee, and those are going to kind of work their way our way a little bit. Probably see a few flurries from them, but nothing major. No more of an inch of accumulation. Once again, take a look at the cloud coverage. I mean, just literally covering the whole eastern side of the country. So lots of clouds, lots of little pop-up flurries here and there. Pretty average for this time of year. Let's look at your evening forecast. Going into midnight, temperatures already down in the teens at 14. And then when going into tomorrow morning, temperatures around 9 when you wake up. So once again, you're definitely want to dress warm, but at least there's not going to be any ice. So that's a plus. Tonight, some more flurries just here and there, like I was saying, just pop-ups. A low of 9, so very cold overnight. At least a little bit warmer going into tomorrow with temperatures a high of 22. Once again, about a 20% chance of snow tomorrow, just flurries, nothing major. Then moving into Saturday, going to be seeing a little bit more of those snow showers. Tell you, look, tomorrow at the high of 22, we might see the sunshine poke out for a little while, but still for the most part, going to be a pretty cloudy day. Moving into Saturday, 70% chance of snow, and that's going to warm us up a little bit though with a high of 30. Moving into Sunday, a low of 26 overnight. Some more light snow showers on Sunday here and there, and cooling off once again. We can't stay in the 30s for too long. Back down to 13 for Sunday night. Moving into Monday, a high of 19, so another very cold day. And then we can't have more than a day without snow. Tuesday and Wednesday, looking at some more snow showers, high in the 20s. So yeah, pretty cold, more snow on the way.
We'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah, we will. Let's go ahead and take it to Aaron Burton with sports.
Your home for the Morehead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
Morehead State cheerleading team won their 35th national title last month. The all-girls team dominated all the way through as they took home the gold. The co-ed team brought home the national runner-up title after narrowly losing to the University of Delaware. The dance team also competed in nationals this year for the second time in 13 years. The women's basketball team dropped a 70-67 decision to Belmont last Monday night. The Eagles fell to 10-13 overall and 4-6 in league play. Junior forward Mackenzie Allridge led the Eagles with a career best of 17 points. Junior guard Almisha Jones finished with 15 points and 12 assists. She leads the OVC in assists per game. The Eagles travel to Eastern Kentucky this Saturday with a 2 p.m. tip-off time. The Morehead men's basketball team tied their overall win total from last year as they beat Jacksonville State to improve to 15-9 overall, winning by a score of 65-54 and out-rebounding the Gamecocks 40-21. Senior Chad Posthumus led the Eagles with 12 rebounds, while junior Angela Warner led the Eagles with 13 points. The Eagles play again this Saturday at Eastern Kentucky University at 11 a.m. and the game will be televised on ESPNU. MSU is sponsoring a fan bus for students who would like to attend the doubleheader on Saturday. The cost of the trip is $5 and includes entry to both games. The bus will leave at 7 a.m. and return following the women's game. The Lady Eagles softball team will open their season Friday at the Plainsman Invite hosted by Auburn University. The Eagles have 12 returning players from their 2013 season, including senior captains Stephanie Etter and Jamie Massaro. They will also welcome 7 newcomers to the team. Head coach David Williams said he is very impressed with the new team members and is excited to see what they will bring to this season. And now for NewsCenter's famous sports trivia. Of the last 10 men's basketball games, how many have the MSU Eagles won? A, 7, B, 4, C, 8, or D, 2? What do you guys think?
Well, I've heard their season's been going pretty okay for them, but I'm not much of a basketball follower, so I'm going to go with 4.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the answer is 7.
7. Okay, Dawn?
I agree. I'm going to go with A. They've been having a pretty good season so far.
Good. The correct answer is A, 7. They've lost a total of 3 games, and it was against Belmont and Eastern Kentucky. They have 7 more games before the OVC the tournament starts next month. So we will be right back after the break.
The Morehead State University Police Department has reported 3 burglaries in Waterfield Hall over the winter break. Chief Sparks told NewsCenter that it appeared a master key was used. Most of the stolen items were electronics, which students had left in their locked rooms over the break. MSU police are pursuing leads, but they currently do not have enough information to make an arrest, and the items have yet to be recovered. If anyone has any information on the burglaries, you can contact the MSU police at 606-783-2035 or submit an anonymous tip online at moreheadstate.edu/police/tip.
Accounting students at MSU provided tax assistance to the community. NewsCenter's Alexis Matthews has more.
VITA stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and it's an IRS program, and it was developed to help low-income families have their taxes prepared for free.
To qualify for VITA, taxpayers must make $52,000 or less. Taxpayers need to bring with them tax documents, photo ID, social security cards, tuition information, scholarship and grant information, and cost of books.
We're staffed by our accounting students. So the students will then interview the taxpayer, get all their pertinent data, their tax documents, and check the validity of their social security numbers and photo IDs, because we do have a lot of fraud in some of these programs. There have been VITA programs across the nation that have been shut down because of fraud. After they're interviewed by the student then will take that information into the computer room, enter the data into our tax software. Our tax software is donated by a company called Drake. So we get the advantage of about a $1,500 software package, which is great for the program.
Once the student accountant enters the information, a quality review starts to see if the information is correct. It is then printed and signed by the taxpayer to be electronically filed. Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Alexis Matthews.
VITA will be available every Tuesday except for the week of spring break in Burke Combs, room 311. For additional information, call 606-783-2725.
One of Morehead State's own has been named state geographer. Marky Owens has more.
Dr. Gary Odell has been appointed state geographer for the year 2014.
In the application back in the fall, and I had no idea when I was going to hear anything about it. But you know, it was just within the first week, I think, of January that I got a notice from the governor's office. And then I thought, well, okay, it's still going to be a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months before it's made public, because I was looking on the internet about other state geographers, and most of those press releases seem to have been released in like mid-February or even in March. But to my great surprise, the governor's press release was just within a few days after I learned about it. The state geographer serves as a resource for the various agencies and departments in the state of Kentucky. If they needed advice on any issue involving geographic knowledge or skills, then I would be a person that they would come to.
This accomplishment was both unexpected and noteworthy for Dr. Odell.
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I think it's very nice to have that sort of recognition from not only from one's peers, but from the public as well, you know, through the agency of the governor's office.
Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Marky Owens.
Students looking to improve their resume should mark their calendars for February 18th and 19th when Career Services hosts their annual Resume Blitz. This event allows students to receive instant feedback from potential employers like Alltech, Enterprise, and Mazak, and will help students be better prepared for the upcoming career fair in March. For more information, visit moreheadstate.edu/career.
There's a new exhibition up for view at MSU's Kentucky Folk Art Center. NewsCenter spoke with KFAC Director Matt Collinsworth.
This exhibition is entitled Kentucky Memories. It's open here at the Folk Art Center from now and through the end of March. These paintings depict strong works of memory. These are some iconic pieces mixed in with some rarely seen gems from our collection. They include artists like Charlie Kinney, Helen LaFrance, Mark Anthony Mulligan, Joan Dance, some of the biggest names in Kentucky folk art. And we wanted to do something. Doing this show of memory paintings allowed us to do something, you know, bright and colorful for the winter months, something we thought people would like. Some of the folk artists that are included in the show are people like Charlie Kinney, one of the greatest Kentucky folk artists of the 20th century. Joan Dance is an African-American folk artist, lots of scenes of African-American life. Mark Anthony Mulligan, his memory paintings are drawn from his experience growing up in sort of a rough part of Louisville over in Rubbertown. There's lots of, he was fascinated with signage and maps, so there's a whole lot of variety in the show.
The Kentucky Folk Art Center is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the Kentucky Memories exhibit will be available for view through the end of March. Watch NewsCenter online at msutv.net.
or follow us on Twitter at MSU_NewsCenter.
On behalf of Don Young with weather, Aaron Burton with sports, and the rest of the NewsCenter team, I'm Chris Nolan-Ingham.
And I'm Sarah Burkhart. Be sure to stay tuned for Think Fast right after this, and have a great evening.